Very, very nice. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You're well prepared. You like the piece, obviously. You play it like you mean it. That's good. You fit together so nicely with your accompanist, which is also kind of a complex piece. And,
Yeah.
so they've asked us to do this verbal comments, which is kind of a good thing because, you know, you guys get to hear it right off the bat while it's hot in our minds. So, you know, I hope I can offer you some things that will be helpful with this. It's a great piece, of course. You know all the obvious things. It's a flute piece instead of a saxophone piece because the saxophone wasn't invented yet. And yet, why that's important maybe for you to think about is that to at least some degree you want to sound in a style like a flute player probably would play.
Yeah.
And that governs certain ways that you approach things. There's a lot of things that you really do that I in particular enjoyed listening to. Your trills are nice and clear and clean, and you've got a lot of good attention to the dynamics throughout. And in the second of the two pieces, the Allegro, you give very good attention, meticulous attention to the articulations that were marked. It's really good. There are some articulations marked in here that I question, but that isn't really your issue. But within that, let's just look a little bit at the very beginning. I thought maybe it just might be just the tiniest bit slow at the beginning. So you kind of want this music to have this feel. It has to have kind of a, you were thinking in 6, that's correct.
Yeah.
So it's marked, 8th note equals 108, that's good.
Right.
But if you get too much thinking, it kind of doesn't allow that long line.
Right.
So if you just my suggestion to you, because you're so well prepared, kind of think of it, try to think of in 2 as well as in 6 as you play it this time. Just play it maybe for me, just from the beginning up to A, or maybe we'll need to stop you before that. So this here.
First movement?
Yeah, first movement. Already, right? It's quite a big difference because now it has a kind of a flow to the long phrases that are better, immediately better. And of course, you have to think in 6 when you first start learning the piece so you have good rhythm, because this is a hard rhythm. Dee, da, da. The Sicillienne rhythm is always tricky, but you did that extremely well. I have no criticism of that whatsoever. I will say, because I'm going to probably ask you to play that one more time, I would not put any extra bumps in the dynamically in the music until you get a little farther in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, we want this opening to have this kind of a exquisite, smooth sound. And if you go, oh, no, oh, it spends too much of your dynamics too early in the piece. Right?
Okay.
So just try it and save some until you get a little farther along. I like the sound of that so much better. It's just a tiny thing, but really very nicely done. I don't know that there's anything more that I want to work on with the first movement right now. There are a few other little things we can talk about, but let's look at the Allegro part. I appreciated your absolutely committed attention to the dynamics that were there. However, I want to modify one of them a little bit, or I want to work on one of them a little bit. I was about 20 feet from you, and when your first note, it just came out like, right on me, right? And the first forte just kind of really hit me in the face. And so what you're going to have to do to make that not happen, this may help. At least for me it would help. Make sure that you're all set ahead of time, a little bit earlier. Almost you're all set so that you're breathing in early enough so that the pianist goes do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and so that you're thinking starting, and then don't start your air and your tongue, everything right on that fourth note. Otherwise it'll splat out like that.
Right.
You have it all set ahead of time, and just start the note a little more gently, even though it's going to be fourth.
Right.
Let's just try it again. Now, what I want, just play this without your piano for a minute. Now, for my ear, that sound is a little too much for me, a little too dry. Think back to how flute would sound, like my opening comment about it. You know, I think you can make that softer and still be forte.
Okay.
And darker. Darker is the tone I want. So kind of think this way with your arms. Maybe like this a little bit more. Now just try playing it again. Less time. A little easier. Sorry, I'm stopping.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to have to keep going. Don't hit it so hard with your tongue. Just very lightly. Do. That's it. And then you still are going to get plenty of dynamic contrast. There's no question about that. But so all this was so good along through here. I just have not anything really too much that I want to say more about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope these help you out a little bit and help you keep on going.
Thank you.